The date is November 17th, 2023, a typical Friday afternoon at OpenAI's headquarters in San Francisco. Sam Altman, the face of the AI revolution, joins a Google Meet call expecting a routine board meeting. Instead, he is met with cold, clinical silence. Within minutes, the man who brought ChatGPT to the world is fired from his own company. No warning, no explanation. Just a vague statement about him not being consistently candid. But as the world watched the headlines explode, a deeper, more dangerous game was being played behind the scenes. This wasn't just a corporate disagreement, it was a philosophical civil war. It was a battle for the soul of the most powerful technology ever created by man. Welcome to Master Plan. Today we are pulling back the curtain on the Game of Thrones inside OpenAI. We're diving into the hidden political factions, the Project Q-Star mystery, and the 5 days that almost collapsed the future of artificial intelligence. The philosophical fault line. To understand why Sam Altman was ousted, you have to understand the unique, almost bizarre structure of OpenAI. Most companies exist to make money. OpenAI was founded as a nonprofit to save humanity from godlike AI. Within the walls of OpenAI, two tribes were at war. On one side, you had the effective accelerationists, E/ACC. Led by Altman, they believed that the only way to ensure AI safety was to build it fast, get it into the hands of the public, and iterate. They wanted products, partnerships, and billions of dollars in hardware. On the other side stood the AI safetyists, or Accelerators. Their leader was Ilya Sutskever, the company's chief scientist and a titan of deep learning. These researchers feared that we were moving too fast toward AGI, artificial general intelligence. They viewed AI not as a product, but as a potential existential threat. To them, Sam Altman wasn't a visionary. He was a salesman who was compromising safety for profit. The tension reached a breaking point. Ilya and 3 independent board members felt they were losing control. They believed Sam was keeping them in the dark about the true capabilities of their latest models. They decided to strike. The 5-day coup. When the news broke, the tech world went into a collective seizure. Microsoft, which had invested over $13 billion into OpenAI, was reportedly only given a few minutes' notice before the public announcement. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, was furious. But then, the unexpected happened. The Game of Thrones took a turn that the board never saw coming. Within 48 hours, the employees of OpenAI did something unprecedented in corporate history. Nearly 95% of the staff, over 700 people, signed a letter stating they would quit and follow Sam Altman to Microsoft unless the board resigned and reinstated him. Think about the leverage here, Master Plan viewers. In the world of AI, the value of a company isn't in its buildings or its brand. It's in the brains of a few hundred researchers. If they left, OpenAI's valuation of $86 billion would drop to zero overnight. Even Ilya Sutskever, the man who reportedly led the coup, eventually flipped. He tweeted, "I deeply regret my participation in the board's actions." The board was trapped. They had the legal power to fire the CEO, but they didn't have the moral authority to lead the people. The shadow of Q-Star now, we get to the most controversial part of this saga. Why did the board feel such an urgent need to act? Why now? Rumors began to circulate about a secret breakthrough called Project Q-Star. While OpenAI has never fully confirmed the details, internal leaks suggested that Q-Star was a model capable of solving mathematical problems it had never seen before. This might sound simple, but in the world of AI, it's a massive leap. Current LLMs, like the ones we use daily, are predictive. They guess the next word based on probability. But math requires logic, reasoning, and an internal understanding of rules. The return of the king and the new board. By Tuesday, the battle was over. Sam Altman returned as CEO. The board members who opposed him were largely purged, replaced by heavy hitters like Brett Taylor, the former co-CEO of Salesforce, and Larry Summers, the former U.S. Treasury Secretary. But what changed? The new OpenAI is much more pro-business. The influence of Microsoft has solidified, and the original nonprofit dream of a research-first lab is slowly transforming into a corporate giant that looks a lot more like Google or Apple. This brings us to a critical question for you. The master plan community. Is this a good thing? On one hand, We get faster updates, more powerful tools, and more innovation. On the other hand, the checks and balances that were designed to keep AI safe have been effectively dismantled. The global political stakes. This story isn't just about a company in California. It's about the global balance of power. The winner of the AGI race will control the most significant economic and military advantage in human history. The ousting of Sam Altman showed us that the politics of AI is the new high-stakes diplomacy. Governments are now watching OpenAI more closely than ever. If a few board members can nearly destroy a company that holds the keys to the future, how can we trust private entities to manage such a powerful force? We are seeing a shift from open AI to closed AI. The secrets of how these models work are becoming more guarded. The Game of Thrones ended with Sam Altman on the throne, but the kingdom he rules is now under intense scrutiny. Conclusion: the master plan perspective. The OpenAI saga is a reminder that behind the sleek interfaces and the magic of ChatGPT, there are humans with egos, fears, and conflicting visions for the future. As we look forward, we have to ask ourselves, are we heading toward a utopia fueled by infinite intelligence? Or are we racing toward a horizon we can't control? The coup at OpenAI was the first major battle in a long war. There will be more. If you found this breakdown valuable and want to stay ahead of the curve in the world of tech and strategy, you're in the right place. This is Master Plan. Before you go, I have a question for you. Do you think the board was right to be afraid? Or was Sam Altman's acceleration necessary for the world to progress? Let's talk in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden structures of our world.